feels like, and eventually that's what it becomes either way.
Power goes to the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different scenario, but
it doesn't seem very kingdom.
This dude, Derrick Jaxn, I don't know if you've
seen this guy's
story.
a hack. Hack!
So you have seen the story.
I saw. Was it you that shared Charlemagne's?
Yeah, I shared Charlemagne.
I watched the whole thing because I love Charlemagne. Because Charlemagne tells it like it is.
Yeah.
And
it is not kingdom, Sarah.
He told it like it was.
He told it like it was. This dude is a hack, B.
Hack.
Like, all this. And I've listened to some of his.
Never heard of him before that day.
His things, like, because I'll be scrolling.
And I'll never listen to anything
other people critique. But anyway, for those that don't know who Derrick Jaxn is, and we're giving him promo right now, he spells it, his last name, Jaxn. So different.
I went to school with Derrick Jaxn.
So anyway, this guy.
Younger. Anyway, go ahead.
You know, gives relationship advice to women. He's a man that gives relationship advice to women, saying, hey, if a man's treating you like this, that, or the third, like, this is how a man should be treating you. You don't have to put up with this blase, blase, blah, right? Lo and behold, this man was cheating on his wife. You know what I'm saying? Not only cheating on her, but, like, bringing a woman into their
into
bed.
Their house and their bed.
House, into their bed. I don't know. Maybe the wife knows about this shit and she just likes the lifestyle. Who knows? But that's not the point. The point is he portrays this image of not being that way and being very kind to his wife, being this sort of perfect type of guy. Nobody's perfect, but you don't understand what I'm saying. Like, he portrays this, I know how to treat a woman. This is how a woman should be treated image. And it comes out that this man's been cheating on his wife, you know, the whole time. And then he drags his wife out in front of the camera, bonnet thing on her head.
Like she just got out of bed.
Looking like Aunt Jemima, you know.
Looking like Aunt Jemima.
Like, and on
but for real, kind of. Yeah,
for real. Like, shower cap on her head. Yeah. Like, somebody.
No, don't get
like it was Charlemagne the God. Yeah. Said, if I'm going to bring my wife out and have a party, I'm going to have her looking like, who up the bam, you know what I'm saying? But like he said, in his narcissistic mind, he brings her on there like that. And he's probably, in his mind, still trying to gain sympathy from his followers. Exactly. Like,
and he's using
if she's dressed like that, why wouldn't he cheat on? You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking like this dude's really psycho. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you really dress her up and she looks gorgeous, now people looking at you like,
what in the world were you thinking?
Obviously, he thinks she looks gorgeous because he married her. So I'm looking at her like, and she was pretty even with the shower cap on. So I'm like, damn, if he brought her out here with some makeup on and her hair laid down and really did, people will really be looking at him like,
you an idiot. Yeah.
Like, you cheated on her like she's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm looking at her like she still looks good with her glasses on, her shower cap on. Like, so I can only imagine when she puts on her mask. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what are you doing? So anyway, that's kind of like this guy that you're talking about, right, where they're little narcissists and, you know, kind of trying to gain that cult following, so to speak.
Yeah.
And have people leaning towards them. And using something that they know people are susceptible to, i.e. the kingdom, right, coming to God and listening to Christian hip hop.
It's easy to portray yourself as a Christian,
right,
to gain people's trust.
Oh, for sure. For sure. People do it all the time. I mean,
because if people think you're a Christian, they think you're trustworthy.
Yeah. They do. That's because somebody actually, I was talking about getting my son into karate classes because he asked to, you know, he said he wanted to do martial arts. He out of the blue came and said it.
He getting beat up at school?
No, my son fights back. He is getting into a lot of fights though, and I keep asking him with the same kid. And every time he starts getting in fights with the same, I'm like, what do you do? What's going on? Like, what is this kid doing? You know what I'm saying? So he hit me and I hit him back and I punched him. I'm like, well, you should fight me back, you know.
Be a sissy.
But somebody was talking to me about, you know, a person that does martial arts, and they was like, yeah, he's good and he's a Christian. And I'm like, that's the stipulation. That's like a stipulation of somebody being a good person. They say he's a Christian.
So this is interesting that because something just popped into my head when you said that. When you really hang around a lot of people who are Christians, right? Like most of my friend group now are like at least they at least portray themselves as Christians.
Right.
You know, I can't make that decision for them, and I don't
Right.
know, but you know, that's most of the people I hang around now live that lifestyle, as far as I know. And when that becomes the case, it almost does seem like that's the type of person that you gravitate towards.
Right.
So when you're explaining to someone like, oh, I found this really cool restaurant or whatever, and the owners are good Christian people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You throw that in there as a... Now, some people might do it as a, like, I'm throwing that in there because I want you to think that I'm also a good Christian
Right.
person.
Yeah, sometimes.
You never know.
Yeah.
But when you said that, it actually made me think of this. Black people, quote unquote, tend to, right now at least, tend to always talk about shopping at black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
So is there a difference between black people shopping at black-owned businesses and Christian people shopping at Christian-owned businesses?
No, not really. No, it's
you know what I mean?
Not really. I mean, it's we want to support black or we want to support Christian. You're supporting the group,
right?
You know what I'm saying? A group of people that are
like, if someone came up to me and was like, I really like going to this bar down here in Panama City Beach, but the guy that owns it slaughters goats and sacrifices goats to Satan. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going to go to that bar.
You know
what I mean? I'm not going to any bar really, but you know what I mean.
Right. And I wonder, I mean, I guess people don't care at the end of the day because they're going to get the clientele base that they want to get by doing so. Because I have a buddy that just started a gym, you know, and he promotes it as a black-owned business.
Yeah.
You know, it's black-owned gym. Come get your workout on, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, well, are you going to deter away? Like, because money is green.
If you promote it that way, are you going to deter other people from
money is
there?
green. You feel me?
Right.
So if you just promoting black-owned, you know, are you saying I don't want any non-black people to come into this gym? And
even if you're not, is that the vibe that you're giving off? Even if it's
not
what you mean.
Oh, it's definitely the vibe that you're giving off.
And if I take it that way and I don't come to your gym, then you don't give me money.
Because there'll be few people that'll be like, man, I'm glad you know, a business owner and you black. Like, there'll be a few white people, not non-black people. I don't want to just say white people, but non-black people that'll come in and, you know, still work out and say, man, you know, this is cool. But for the most part, like, it is a turn off because if you're a good trainer and you're really good at working people out, whether I'm white, black, red, Indian, or whatever, like, I would want to come and train with you.
Right. What's the difference between a black-owned gym and a white-owned gym?
The fact
they got all the same equipment, right?
The difference is like the fact that the white-owned gym is not saying, "Hey, come and support this white-owned gym."
The white-owned gym.
Now, mind you, there's a lot more white-owned gyms than black-owned gyms.
There are,
but the difference being is that they're not promoted. They don't have to promote it that way either. Neither does the black business, though. Don't get me wrong.
If it's a good business, it's a good business.
It's a good business. And
doesn't matter who owns it.
If you're a good trainer, like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you're missing out on money. Money is green.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know any green people, and the only time I see green from humans is probably when you eat some Fruity Loops and take a shit. Like, I mean, money.
A lot of mercy. Didn't know it was gonna be that kind of show.
Money is green, and now it's Bitcoin, so it's gold and brown.
I very rarely ever have any green money.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't really. I understand the concept.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But the promotion of it in the way that people go, some people, not all people, the way that people imagine as a musician, as an artist, I say, I'm a black-owned record label. I'm a black-owned artist. Support my black music. I need everybody to listen to
Right.
my
I want
music.
everyone to support me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about certain things that you're putting out there into the universe. When it's at the end of the day, as a business owner, you need dollars.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a brick and mortar spot, you need dollars to pay for your.
Don't I know it?
Your building. You know what I'm saying? Your rent. And it's funny because I shared not too long ago on my page this commercial that they put out back in the 60s. I think it was early 70s about how to deal with the Negro customer. Because
I think I remember.
You understand? That. Because they were trying to tell these white business owners, like, hey, you so worried about race, your ass need to be worried about how to pay your rent next week.
Right.
And these black people got money to spend.
They're spending money too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be worried about getting this money right now. And same goes both ways.
It's